Alright, we are back. Alright, so we're going to create a new highlight pass. Yes, I think we will. We'll call this Edge Highlight. Go ahead and set this to screen, like so. Alright. Alright. Go ahead and turn this down like so. Probably about 36. Delete that. We're just getting a feel for it. My keyboard. Like that. Can I go in and paint? Honestly, I want to try, let's see, linear dodge. Let's look at color dodge. No, linear dodge. All right, we're starting to get some of that detail in there. Kind of just throwing in some shapeage in there. Oh man, my hair is growing so long right now. I'm constantly pushing it on my face. It's really, really annoying. Haven't cut my hair in a year. I actually buzz cut my head completely bald January 1st just to see how long it'll grow in a year's time. I was just curious. And my hair is about probably close to 7 or 8 inches in length. And it is so annoying. It's so annoying, but it's fine. Soon we're going to be getting in some like nice details. We'll do a detail pass. find it easier to do diagonals like this because of where my hand is positioned. So you'll see me kind of rotate back and forth. It's quite nice. I do like that. Thank the Lord every day for the work that I have. This is so happy I could sit and paint for a living like this. So I'm always trying to do the best that I can. All right, let's get in there. Some more nice highlights. Slowly coming together. You can definitely see some definition forming. So right here, there would not be a highlight. And I bet you anything, when I turn the AO on, the ambient occlusion, it'll probably show a shadow in there. Yep, it does show a shadow in there. It would be weird to have ambient occlusion in there. Just like right here, same principle. You would not throw a highlight right there. We're actually probably going to do a border edge, like dark edge loop in there. I'll paint that in later. All right. So we're making pretty good progress right now, but we are still far a ways off. So we're going to go in, and I think I'm going to do a color pass, and I want to see what this looks like. Okay, so Now I can toggle this down slightly like so. This is with overlay. We'll come back to this. We'll come back to that. All right, so I want to do another, we're going to do another highlight. We're going to call this highlight global, even though it's for metal, not globally for everything. This is going to be very bright. We're going to try color dodge. I might have to go to linear dodge though. Yeah, I'm thinking you can kind of see what it does, like so. Now turn it down a little bit. This will give that nice sheen that metal has. Go in like that. I kind of do want that in there though. I kind of like that there. All right, we'll leave this how it is, and we're going to come back to this. Let's just clean up real quick though. Clean this up. Okay. All right, we are going to start doing a little bit of like detailing, I think. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. We're going to call this detail. First thing, well, before we do that, let's do dark edges. And we're just going to kind of go in here and why is it not painting? Hold on, why is this not painting? Opacity's fine. Is this a layer? Okay, that's a layer. I'm smart. Dark edges. That should work. Can I go in and I had created a layer or I had created a folder and not a layer. So ambient occlusion, as I think I mentioned earlier, should not be something to rely on for your detail entirely. It should amplify or bolster your already solid texture that you're doing. It should just amplify it. It should not be something that defines it. And I believe that to be true. I don't think this is going to be seen at all. And that's actually lighter. We'll leave that. That won't be seen. All right. All right. We're going to do... We're going to do this right here. All right, and check this out. And just, let me do this one. I'll show you something. I'm gonna use another type of brush thing. All right, let's go in here. We're gonna take this brush right here. See how it has a point at the end? That means that I can kind of go like that. So we'll kind of go like that. And I can also just kind of go like that as well. And I'll like that. All right. You can kind of see where I'm taking this. I think for this one, it'll just be, oh, kind of do another pass of these edges. You see where it's like splitting the metal because it's been tightened so much. You ever have a screw and you try and tighten it into wood and the wood starts splitting? That's what we're painting right here. Like that. Looks good. That looks good. We're gonna go and do some more like this, I think. We'll do it like right over here on top of this. It should be painting though. I was using the eraser. All right. So we can kind of do this like so. Do a few more. We'll do one right here. I'm not sure I like that right there. But it is too straight, so I will do one right here. And then we'll go down to edge highlight. Switch back to our color. We'll go back here briefly. And there would be, and I'll paint that in a minute, there would be kind of, like if this were a hole, you would see just a little bit of light hitting the bottom of the hole right there, I think. So we'll paint that in a minute. So this needs to be slightly smaller, like that. Watch where your highlight angles are, like so. There's a reason I'm leaving these alone. Well, I mean, I could go in, but I don't think light would be hitting very much from there. Yeah, I don't think it would hit right here. All right. I think what I want to do now is go into global highlight and see if we can kick in some like nice like sheen where like some sharp jagged edges might be. So let's see what we can do here. Let's go in and kind of go like that. You can see where like we're gonna make this pop a little bit like so. We'll do the same right here. Like that. You can already see I popped it like right there nicely. We can make certain areas pop quite nice. So we'll do down here now. All right, so we are going to now try and add a little bit of rust to this thing. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to do a rust map. So we'll actually, rust is kind of a red color, right? So we're going to go with the wood color and let's take the right brush. I think for this, I'll just use like the generic one right here. And rust does kind of fade out a little bit, so we're going to use this. Let's see what we can do. Damn it. I just configured all this for the eraser tool. Let's do it again. That's annoying. All right. This is my bad. All right. So kind of go in right under here and stuff like so. I think we'll turn this down slightly, like so. Like that. Where the rust will be bleeding at, right there. And then any of like these places probably would have a good bit of rust, I would say. Probably be a lot of rust in here. And well, it's good I did configure that. So I'm gonna go in and do some erasing in here, kind of get a little chunkiness in there like that. Kind of go in and do the same thing right there. Paint in the rust. Starting to come through nicely. I would say rust being this close to the other area would probably bleed over to it as well. Now I'm actually picking places I feel like rust would build up, like in the water cracks here, or like where these cracks are that I'm painting. Go up and just, we're gonna get rid of this. I will be putting some like chunky details in there, but I'm not at that point yet. This is adding quite a bit. Looks nice. It's getting there. It's going to take a bit of effort. Oh, I forgot a highlight right there. You see that? Go in a little bit and get that. Just gonna go in and fading out some of this rust. That sheen is a little bit strong. And we're gonna fade this rust in, like so. All right. Yeah, this is coming through quite nice. I think that the global highlight could be turned down slightly because it was like really bright and this is supposed to look somewhat rusty. So if it was really bright, that'd mean it's like really sharpened. Someone has been sharpening this, so there's a nice like sheen to it, but that means the rust would not be there either because the rust would come off when sharpening your blade. So we're gonna kind of turn it down slightly to about like right here. Let's see, where was it? Okay, so 61. We'll bring it down to about 40. And I'll probably add just a slight more highlight in here, probably. There's still some areas I need to add some rust at. Like right here. Like that. I need to fix that highlight in there. Go in and erase. Always save. Don't want to lose all that detail you've been putting in. All right. This is still in this area. I need to do some rust in there. We'll get to it. It's coming together though. Like you'd be seeing it from like this far away, and it's slowly taking shape, I'd say. Wouldn't you say? You see the rust coming through. If we turn off the rust, it's definitely adding a level of depth to it that we're looking for. And I just chose like the brown color, you know, from the wood. And I think it works great. I'm kind of just throwing rust around like edges. All right, but rust is organic. You're not going to see a lot of straight lines generally, unless gravity's pulling it straight down. But I don't like that. So I want to get rid of straight lines if possible. It's kind of an organic corrosion. Kind of swivel it in, then erase a little bit to fade. I'm going between brush and eraser. Eraser is set to 40%, brush is at 40% as well. And you notice how like right here, I have like this hooping down like this. That's because I'm imagining that water would have dripped off and kind of run down and just sat there, and it would have corroded right there. So like even now I could probably add another one like right here and get away with that. And I imagine right here, I could probably do the same, connecting down like so. And I imagine like a mega amount of corrosion right there. Let's go in and add some like mega corrosion. Especially where it's collecting like right there. And then just fade it in. Let's kind of fade right there. Looks good. Something is bothering me right here, so I'm going to try and throw in a little bit of like tertiary detail. Let's see. We'll just do some. We'll do a little bit in here. We'll see what this looks like. I don't know if I like this or not. It just kind of looks like blotches. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. Maybe if I just erase it slightly. Let's just fine comb over it so it's not as obvious. Something kind of like that. I like that a little bit more. I just want to kind of go in and do some more fading or some more painting in there. And even like right here, let's do a little bit of mega corrosion. And then go in and erase and paint back in. Oh, I don't know about that. That didn't look good. just corrode this a little bit. I think that's good. We're going to come revisit this. I think it's time to move on to the bolts, which should honestly be pretty easy. And then I'll probably do the wood and then save these beautiful wrappings for last. For now, let's take a small break.